Hi, it's Jamie Smart from Salad here, and in this brief video, I'm going to tell you about a case of mistaken identity. Specifically, I'm going to make a bold claim. You're not who you think you are. And I'm going to tell you why that's good news. Because you're capable of more than you think you are, because you are far, far more than you think you are. Well, whether you believe me or not is not important, because by the end of this video, I'll have given you proof of that in a way that you can explore for yourself and test it against your own experience and use it in your life going forward. Now, I'm going to be using this. Now, I'm not going to gaze into your future and that sort of thing, but an understanding of this, when I've explained it to you, could make a huge difference to your future. Just to tell you a little bit about me, if you don't know me already, I run a company called Salad. I've made a 7-figure sum over the last couple of years selling products over the internet, speaking to groups of people, training groups of people, and part of my focus, the tagline for my business is do what you love, because lots and lots of people want to create a great life and make a great living doing what they love. We've all heard the phrase, do what you love and the money will follow, but I know loads of people who have tried doing what they love and the money hasn't been following. And so I decided to unpick, what is it that I do? How is it that I do it differently? And then share it with people. And I realized there are two aspects to it. There's an external aspect, the things you do out there in the world, and there's an inner aspect, how you think and how you think about yourself and how you think about other people and how you relate to the world and what you believe. So that's what we're going to be exploring today. Now, something I'd like to get across right at the beginning is that when we're born, when we're little babies, we don't really know anything in terms of, you don't even know that you have hands or a nose, or you don't know who the people are around you or anything. But you create beliefs and ideas and thoughts about that, and these are fed to you from people around you and your environment and all sorts of things. They get substantiated by the media and by peers and that sort of thing. And these are all thoughts. These are all ideas. Now, they did a study, funnily enough. They put tape recorders on lots of 3 to 5-year-olds and recorded what people said to them over the course of several days. And they found that 85% of the comments were telling them that they couldn't do stuff or saying no. And the message that those children got was that they couldn't have what they wanted, they couldn't follow their own desires, and it was not okay. But one of the keys to really doing what you love is to be able to see past whatever your conditioning might be. And that's where this comes in. You see, as you can see, there's liquid in here and it's clear, but if I shake it, there are all these things floating around in it. It's a snow globe. And you can think of those as being like the ideas that are in your head. And sometimes you wake up and it's a beautiful day and you just feel great about the world and great about your life and feeling good about yourself and a real sense of possibility and wonder and that sort of thing. Even if you haven't had that for several years, we've all had that experience. When we're having that experience, it's like that. It's clear. The clarity of who we really are shines through. When we got all kinds of ideas floating around our head, what we're capable of or what we're not capable of, what's possible for us, those ideas get in the way of who we really are. You see, even as you think about it now, your ideas about what's possible for you and what your qualities are and what your failings or weaknesses are, all that stuff is just ideas. It's not who you really are. See, who you really are is the clarity that those ideas are floating in. And the funny thing is, even the things that you fear, the things you may be anxious about, are the things that you think, I couldn't do that. Even the things you think, oh God, if that happened, I couldn't deal with it. You see, who you really are is incredibly resilient. Who you really are can handle anything. Your ideas about who you are, that's a different story. Your ideas about who you are might be that, you couldn't take it if something didn't work out or if you failed or whatever. But who you really are isn't vulnerable to any of that stuff. Who you really are is incredibly resilient. And if you look, you'll see that the ideas, that the stuff that seems to take up all the space, when it settles down, it takes up almost no space at all. But if it gets shaken up, it seems like that's the whole ball of wax. But actually, it hardly amounts to anything. But we can get hypnotized by our thinking. And so often what happens, if we're feeling low or something like that, feeling in a bad mood or feeling anxious or stressed or whatever, we go, oh, I got to do something about it. I got to fix it. I got to sort it out. I've got to do something about it. And that's just like shaking the snow globe. It actually keeps stirring it up. But as soon as you just stop and remember that clarity and well-being is your nature, it's who you really are. And you don't have to do anything to get there because you're already there. It's already within you. It's just sometimes the thoughts get in the way. But all you need to do is just pause. And the funny thing is, your thoughts will always tell you they're real. They'll always tell you that they're accurate. So you can use your feelings to gauge the accuracy of your thinking. If you're feeling stressed out and freaked out and, aggravated and, that sort of thing, that's your body telling you that your thinking's a little bit off base. So just relax, let go, and allow the clarity to emerge. You see, that goes clear because clarity is its nature. And clarity is your nature. And a feeling of peace and well-being is your natural state. In whatever form that takes, whether it's excitement or passion or whatever, those enjoyable, positive emotions are your natural state. When you're feeling stressed out or freaked out, that's just your body telling you that your thinking's a little bit off base. So I wanted to start with this. Tomorrow I'm gonna, or in the next day or two, I'm gonna give you some fantastic information about stuff you can do out in the world to make a difference. But it all starts from knowing who you really are. So I look forward to speaking to you soon, and enjoy bearing this in mind. To your enlightened success.